What's up, Ofans? Sam here again. It is day 3 of the flash sale, and a lot of those bundles are already sold out. But you know what's still available? This right here. This beast of a thrower, the Olight Warrior X Turbo, in a brand new camouflage pattern, gray camo. I'm a huge fan of this model in particular. I do own the gray one. I have some experience with that. And I have a few other camo models in the Warrior lineup to ogle at. So I'm going to do a bit of ogling about this, and then we're going to get right out to the lake and do some distance comparisons with a few other Olight thrower models. So stick around and enjoy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sam out here with Ashley on the camera. Special appearance by my dog Scout. You're going to hear him splashing in the water. He loves it out here. So stay tuned, and we're going to do a comparison centered around this gray camo Warrior X Turbo. Stick around. All right, here we go. Starting off where a lot of Olight owners start off, and it's the M2R Pro. This one happens to be in woodland camo. So as we step over here, we're going to light it up, and as you can see, straight to full mode, you can see down the trail and then coming around this little point here. As you can see, the M2R Pro has a very round hotspot, just big enough to see what you're doing, but also focused enough to see a great distance. We've got the Warrior X Pro, which again, you might have in your toolbox. This one happens to be in desert camouflage. So here we go with the Warrior X Pro. As you see, a much tighter hotspot as we look down the trail. Coming up to the point, you can see that it featuring Scout. Scout happens to be wearing a Parent Mini. Look at him all majestic. Back around to the Warrior X Pro. You see that tight hotspot illuminates even further into the darkness, and as I'm looking at it here, you can see even further down the point. All right, so in the interest of being thorough, I have here the Javelot Turbo, which is a really great thrower, but it's not the centerpiece of what we're talking about today. However, we will show you for the sake of being thorough. The beam on the Javelot Pro, again, right in turbo, you can see is very tight, and you can see very concentrated as we pan down the point. Now here is the occasion for which we're all gathered. It's the Warrior X Turbo. I'm a huge fan of this one specifically. Key advantages is it's very similar in profile to the Warrior X Pro. You just have a little bit of a wider head, but very similar, very handheld, very easy to use. So as we look down the point, as you can see that the hotspot is very, very concentrated down the trail. Now, showing some distance, that hotspot goes out much further. I know some of you are going to ask this question: how does the Warrior X Turbo compare to the square spotlight mode on the Marauder 2? So here we go. Here we are with the Warrior X Turbo. Again, you can see right to the point, and then we go ahead and activate the square spotlight on the Marauder 2. People do enjoy that square beam. It is very effective. Okay, first the comparison, the A to B comparison on the Warrior X Pro, which you might be familiar with, and the Warrior X Turbo, which steps it up a notch. So there's the Pro, very wide hotspot, yet still some good distance. And then here is the Turbo. It tightens up that beam pattern really good. You get a lot more light on target. Again, the Pro, and again, the Turbo. Now, side by side, very clear difference in the hotspot. As we pan left, we continue to pan left. Again, there's the point, and let's go A to B here. Turbo, Pro. Turbo, Pro. I sound like an optometrist. So here we go with the A to B testing on the Warrior X Turbo, which you're seeing now, and the Javelot Pro. Now, there are some very specific similarities between the two beams, but you can see that the Turbo, the Warrior X Turbo, has a slightly wider beam. As we pan left, again, it's Warrior X Turbo on the left and Javelot Turbo on the right. Okay, so a brief discussion about the form factor. You've seen that the beams are fairly comparable between these two. Of course, this one is handheld, activated only by the tail cap. You only have two modes. Javelot Turbo, much longer, sort of a two-handed operation. You have the tail cap, very similar for accessing low and turbo, but you do get the added benefit of having the side switch, which does let you cycle through a bunch more modes. So this, very easy to carry with you, excellent long range performance. This one, a little more heavy duty, something you have to think about a little harder to actually carry with you, and you do get a little bit more runtime on any given mode and a bunch more mode choices. So if you're looking for something that is lightweight and compact to carry and you want it to go a long distance, Warrior X Turbo is a great choice. If you need something that's a little more maybe for a professional application, consider the Javelot Turbo. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a blast to film. I hope the camera settings were right. I hope that you can see some of the things we were looking at. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you right around the corner.